Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of the indicator store, and today I want to talk about multi-time frame. As you can see on the chart, I have different charts of the same instrument but different time frame. And not only different, they are not proportional, because it is not the same working on 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute, because we can calculate one indicator in another, no? For example, a 5-minute EMA is 5 times slower than on a 1 minute, so we can calculate the periods. But this is not true between different styles. For example, between minutes and volume, there's no formula. Okay, you cannot calculate because there is no the same number of bars in the same interval. So if we need to compare values from minutes, volume, range, and even worse, unirenko. Unirenko is almost impossible to correlate with another time frame. What can we do? Let's say we have two possible options. Let's say that we have a logic that we want to apply on all the charts, and then we need to take a decision. Let's say, I don't know, for example, that we look at the slope of an HMA, no? So let me choose an HMA 50. Okay, so when it is going up, we take longs, but it will be cool if we can compare if this line is going up at the same time at all charts, correct? So if we can copy that line everywhere, and then we check on the current bar, this line is going up, but this is going down. So we don't have a confluence. Here it is going up, and here it is going up. So we don't have a confluence. Maybe we want to detect when there is a confluence on that. And there are several ways to do that on Builder, on markers, even on the same chart. Let's say I want to compare this with markers. So let me remove this and add a copy of the line. And also then we can check the possible problems that you can encounter when you try to do that, no? For example, if I have any markers release and I do a copy, and I copy my EMA 50, this is the name for my line. Inside the input series, I place the line I want to copy, EMA 50, okay? And I want to draw the copy version of the line with red line 3, like this. Okay, so this is an HMA, no, EMA, no, sorry. I wanted to use an HMA, sorry. HMA 50. So it is going down. Now, what happens if I click and drag this to the other chart? We have an error because HMA 50 is a global variable and it is already being used here. Okay, so we have several options. We can change the name. In this case, I think it is the best solution. So we can say HMA 50 in, I am going to add a V for volume, okay? So different names. This is HMA 50, HMA 50. This is HMA 50B, and when I copy here, same error. I am going to change the name to HMA 50R or R. And now on unirenko, the same. I am going to add this letter. So now we have 4 different variables, okay? And now this is going down, this is going down, this is going down. All of them are going down. Now, I need to check that all the 4 lines are going down. So I can check this on each chart by itself. There are several ways to do this, no? But for example, I can add a logic to detect if HMA 50 on the current bar is greater than HMA 50 one bar ago. That means it is going up. When it is going up, I don't want to paint a signal because we can paint a signal. It looks like this. Okay, so the first time it is going up, it is showing a signal. But really, I am interested in this area where it is 0, it is 1. Okay, so we only need the result of the logical condition. So I can turn off this signal. No signals. And now we can do the same here. Okay, but not with HMA 50, with HMA 50B. B. Okay, so now we have a different result. Currently, it is not going up. Same here, not going up. Okay, result is 0, result is 0. We can do the same here, but below here on the lower panel. But again, we need to replace that letter because this is showing what is doing this line. Okay, so no, I want to check what is doing HMA 50, what we copied here, HMA R. Like this. Okay? So this is the exact point where the line starts going down. Same here, exact point, and this bar is at a different time than this because the time frames are different. Here even worse, no? This is the point where both are going down. Okay, with the same process we can add this here at the bottom. Now replacing the name by U, HMA 50 U is, so now it is going up, okay? And as we saw on the first errors, all the variables are global. That means I can compare if currently this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, and this is 1. And the same way, I can check if all of them are equal to 0. Example. Let me add another logic. Where I want to check if HMA 50 on the current bar well, I can do this logic here, but it is even simpler if I store this result into a new variable, okay? But anyway, I can save a lot of time if I copy this formula and place it below. I am going to show both cases because the results are slightly different. So I can save the result of this logic by creating a variable, okay? And the name of the variable is, let's say, minutes. Okay, the variable is minutes, and minutes is equal to 1 or 0. And here is volume. So create a variable. Where is that? Here, create a variable, and the name of the variable is volume. Here, range. Okay, and here makes no sense because the variable is on the same chart. So creating a variable to then test it against, but let's make it really complicated, okay? So yes, we can create a variable unirenko, okay? Now you can say, why? Well, I can have another chart where I do all the tests. Yes, so I can test if unirenko and minute and volume and range are all equal to 1. For example, we can use a 1 minute chart. Uh, 1 minute. Now I remove all of these. All. Because it was using the same variable used here. And now I need to check if minutes is equal to 1 or 0. The same as volume and so on. Let's do that. So now in one logic, we can place minutes on the current bar is equal to 1. And also this one, volume, on the current bar is equal to 1. And also range on the current bar is equal to 1. And finally, unirenko on the current bar is equal to 1. When this is true, the first time paint the background in green. Okay? And now we need to wait because this is going down, going down, going down. Okay? You may say, okay, what about the historical signals? Well, this is a problem because when we compare variables coming from different time frames, the variable HMA50 on the current bar is this one. HMA50 one bar ago is this other one, the second, no, from the right, and so on. So the only matching logic is on the current bar. Okay, so we can compare this value with this result, currently 0, and that's okay. But we cannot compare previous value. Okay, so the historical results are not exactly correct because we are checking results from different bars. Let's say if I look here, no, 5 bars ago here, this is not the same number of bars here because you can see this one is at 1542 and this one is at 1550 different times. But that's normal, okay? But real time, we can wait until this is true. Let me see. We can do a playback, okay? Let me load a playback so we can see it working. Okay, now we are on playback, so we can watch what is happening real time. But to better understand, let's add a variable, okay, on this chart, so we can detect the value of each one of these variables, okay, instead of just the logic. So we can add another logic, for example, marker logic, where I only want to check the value of minutes on the current bar, no signals. Okay, and let me do a 3 paste. 1, 2, 3. So we have 4 charts. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the second is volume. Now I think, I don't know if this is an internal variable. Volume. No, that's correct. This is the result of this. Range on the current bar. This is an internal variable because range is it should be showing an error because we cannot use the variable name range because range is just the range of this bar because I am just showing the value of range of this bar. So we need to use a different name. Let's use, for example, range X. Okay, and here we type range X, and the other is unirenko. And also the logic must be adapted range X. Okay, and this is the formula. Okay, when all of them are in agreement, we have a signal. But wait, this is historical. Okay, so we only need to pay attention to what happens real time, because again we cannot compare this bar versus the same number of bars ago from different charts because they don't match. But let's see real time. When all of them are showing a 1, so they are all sloping up, we should get something here. Now one of them is sloping up, this one. Now two of them are sloping up. Where can I place this here? Only one is missing, this one, no? The minute bars. The 5 minutes is too slow to react. Okay, let's increase the speed. Here, okay, we have two signals when all of them were sloping up. Now you can say, where was that? One way is we can use the global cursor. Global. So we must set the same cursor everywhere. Global. 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 And here. Global. Now, if we refer again to the current price action, the first time that all of them are 1 is here. Why? Because if I go 1 bar back, you can see which is the chart that is triggering this one here. Because if I move just a few bars to the left, one of the other charts is no longer sloping up. You can see at the bottom on the left, the unirenko is not sloping up. And so on. Here we have another one because of this. The 5 minutes is almost there. Unirenko is also sloping up, and this one is sloping up. So first time we have an agreement in the slope of an HMA 50 in 4 different time frames. With the same idea, we can do the shorts. Okay, let me decrease this. So we can copy and paste. And I'm going to place this here. So now the shorts are when first in color red, no red, and when all of them are 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0. Okay. Now that the chart was refreshed, all these panels were refreshed on historical mode. That means 1 bar back is the result of 1 bar back on this chart. 10 bars back was the result of 10 bar backs on each one of the charts. So there is no more sync. The signals are no longer in sync. So we need to go live or in playback. Okay, let's go again to maybe 6 a.m. Okay. So now I am going to decrease the size of each one of the signals. And we can keep, don't forget, at the top we have longs and shorts. But only starting from now, the signals are valid. Okay, play. We have a short here because this one is in short mode. Okay, this other one was in short mode, and so on. Let's keep going. Another short. Now we have a long. Why this long here? Well, from the left on the top, minutes is going up. On the center at the top, volume is going up. On the right, the range was already going up and the unirenko was already going up. Which was the trigger here? The trigger is this one, the volume. The volume is the trigger now. And also you can see which one is the trigger. This is the panel that is on 1. You can double click and you can see this is the minutes. Okay, the minutes was the one with the last trigger here. This area. I was thinking it was this, but you can see the difference. Just a few minutes, no? Each bar is 1 minute. So a few minutes of difference between the signal from the volume versus the 5-minute chart. Okay, that will be the way to join signals, the complicated way, because the normal way will be why doing this. Let's forget about this. We can let me turn off the this thing. Global no time scroll. So I am going to stay here. Nobody is going to move my cursor now. The simplest way is I just copy the line and I know that the line is going up if the current bar is greater than the previous bar. So I can check that on here. So we can say on one single logic, without the need of storing variables. Okay, so okay, I want to check that this line is going up. That line is HMA 50. HMA 50 now is greater than HMA 50 1 bar ago. but 1 bar ago, where? On the original chart, not here. Okay, we are on unirenko. So that means HMA is going up also. And HMA 50 volume on the current bar is greater than HMA 50 volume 1 bar ago. And also HMA 50 range on the current bar is greater than HMA 50 range 1 bar ago. It is more complex and we can make more typos. And HMA 50 unirenko on the current bar is greater than HMA 50 unirenko 1 bar ago. Let me check. HMA 50 1 bar ago. HMA 50 B of volume. HMA 50 R from range. And HMA 50 U. Okay. So that should work. Okay. Again, this is historical. Okay, so we cannot pay attention to that. Let's see now. Here, we have this bar. Because from the top left, minutes is going up. On the center, volume is going up. On the right, range is slightly going up, but it is going up. And finally, unirenko is going up. Okay? So this is the simplest. The only problem is you cannot monitor from this chart what is doing all the other charts. And also take a look at this. What happens if I refresh, if I reload NinjaStrip, or I change a parameter of an indicator? Everything is distorted now because now we are looking at incorrect bars from each one of the charts. So this works real time or playback or whatever. On another video, if you are interested, I can explain how to do this with signals, because we can have signals of an indicator, signal indicator, on different charts, and maybe we want to trade when we have signals on 2 or more of the time frames. Let me know if you are interested, and also please subscribe and like this video if you like it. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.